A tea for nature for a high daily update TV. So I share and ask and then of first time I share so. You need to know book coins so no subscribe. I think news be no she be a being a notification phone so no I share friends. My face over share more down for so any better for me and go to jamajation. And could the top black on a babonting. A leak some information be at more rem. And now our casano na or can say a year nana kojo kundia the sis. Ɔhenempɔn paa kɛseɛ a kyerɛ sɛ ɔno aba abɔnten ɛbɛ expose ɛyɛ Bryan Acheampong a kyerɛ sɛ ɛno no akɔyɛ information a ɛmu ɔwrɛm. Saa expose no yɛbɛkɔ akɔtie afei Ekuzeto Black hɔ. Na owie no na ɔkaa sɛ demonstration a ɛkɔɔ so ɛno ano ɛnyɛ like the first time ni a ɔde yɛ saa demonstration nanso so ɔde aseda kɛseɛ paa bɛma ɛyɛ chiefs a ɔmo join no ɛyɛ libation de aseda ɛde nkan sɛ ɔmo ɛta ɔmo akyi ɛde ɔmo nan kɔsisisisi fam ɛyɛ saa demonstration na ani agye wɔn paa ɔde aseda pii sɛ de ma ɔmo. Owie no na ɔblaste ɛyɛ Akufo-Addo blaste ɛyɛ Bryan Acheampong ɛblaste nkurɔfoɔ bi a ɔmo hyehyɛ ase a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɛyɛ state ɛyɛ hotel no hotels ɛwɔ Ghana no ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo tontɔn na ɔmo de yɛ ɔmo ankasa private business no. So ɔkam ne nko te Ekuzeto Black ɛba a ne yɛn nkɔmɔ twitwa n'aba ne.
Only two directors here. I'll share it with you. Bryan Acheampong and Rosemary Clottey. So those people who are out there say, oh, he's not even a director. He's not a director. Under our company laws, you need two directors to hold a board of directors meeting, at least two. So if he doesn't participate, there is no meeting. He is a director. He has not relinquished his interest in the company. In addition to that, these articles of incorporation reveal that he is the sole shareholder. And even worse, he is the sole beneficial owner. Take a look at it.
But the shareholdership.
Yes. He's a sole beneficial owner. So anytime Rock City makes profit, it's all going to him. Sole beneficial owner. He stands to benefit, to gain from this transaction. Then you see, this claim that he made, very deceptive claim that, you know, oh, I'm not involved, it's a Rock City, it's another entity, I'm not in the day-to-day administration, I'm not even supervising this deal. Are you aware that the revered chiefs of the Edina Traditional Council have exposed him? Let me read this letter to you. This is a letter signed by Nana Kojo Conduah VI, the Omanhene, the respected Omanhene, the venerable Omanhene of Edina traditional area, a petition to the Chief of Staff. And he writes, settlement of Beach Resort, land at Lamene, the respected Omanhene, the venerable Omanhene of Edina traditional area, a petition to the Chief of Staff. And he writes, settlement of Golden Beach Resort, land at Elmina. It has come to the notice of the Edina Traditional Council that the Golden Beach Resort, Elmina, has been offered for sale. This came to attention when Honorable Bryan Acheampong, Member of Parliament for Abetifi constituency, visited the site with the investors. Our main concern is that the land on which the resort is situated is a property of the Edina Traditional Council. We are therefore calling your attention so that we all could solve the matter amicably. Yours faithfully, signed Nana Kojo Conduah VI. This is Nana Kojo Conduah, the prominent paramount chief of the Edina Traditional Council, saying that he saw the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. He came to the hotel, Elmina Beach, with investors, carrying out their final checks. So where from this claim that I'm not involved? The traditional authorities. It's rare. I've been holding demonstrations since my days as a student activist, as Newz president. I haven't seen any demonstration where chiefs have not only given their blessings, but have participated. I want to particularly celebrate the head of the Wulome. I'm told he's called the La Ba Wuloma. Ni Yamo Obroni, the 7th of La, who led the charge, led all the chief priests of La and Gadangbe, poured libation, asked for the ancestors to bless us, and was with us throughout. And you know that, you know, the revered traditions of these Wulome, they don't wear shoes. You know the traditions.
Yeah.
And
have to go barefoot.
The barefoot, the scorching sun. you know, and they were not perturbed at all. I mean, what young people will be scared to do, this elderly, revered, traditional ruler, you know, braved all of that and walked with us till the end and was with us when we presented a petition to the Deputy Chief of Staff who was sent by the President to receive our petition. I want to really celebrate him and celebrate our traditional leaders. It is rare. It tells us that we still have great leaders, the likes of the great King Takitewia. You know, his descendants are still around, and I am totally inspired by what the traditional leaders of Gamashi and La did yesterday. I must also salute organized labor. I mean, they sent their reps to join us, led by the head of communications, Comrade Na, who was with us throughout, addressed thousands of protesters who had gathered in front of Labadi Beach Hotel. I also want to thank the Federation of Labor. I want to thank all the political parties who joined us, PNC, CPP, minority colleagues from the House. I also must commend the various youth associations, the coalition of La Youth Associations. They did not only issue a statement, but they joined us in the protest. Then there's a group called the United Gadangbe Caucus. They also joined us. So I want to celebrate all Ghanaians. And there are people who walked up to me and said, look, we just arrived from Wa. We have just arrived from Kumasi.
From all walks of life.
We just arrived from Sunyai. So all of them ought to be celebrated. And I thank all Ghanaians, the thousands of Ghanaians who showed up. It tells you that Ghanaians are still patriotic. Ghanaians are still concerned about how their state assets are protected. When they give us these state assets as political leaders to watch over them, they don't expect us to take them over, to loot them, to amass them onto ourselves. They rather want us to take good care of them and at least, at the very least, increase those assets so that we can create more opportunities for
and as you know, because this has been a running story, there's been a lot of rebuttals coming from the other side of the political divide. And rightly, we have the Director of Communications for the ruling party, Richard Ahiagwa, who straight away, over the course of the subsequent hours, had been posting that there's no question, as it may, of conflict of interest in this situation, as you seem to be painting. And that onwardly, there's even been a petition before Ðɪš្ઢracë. So, deal with that conflict of interest situation. How does the Agric Minister find himself in that situation?
So, Article 284 of our Constitution is very clear that public officials should not put themselves in a position where their private interest conflicts with their public office. When you are in government, remember that this deal started in 2018. I refer you to the 19th May 2024 statement by SNIT. SNIT itself, not me saying, SNIT itself said that they started this transaction in 2018. 2018, the Honorable Bryan Acheampong was a Minister of State in President Akufo-Addo's first term. He was a minister. And we know that after 2020, he was not appointed initially. But even then, he was still a member of Parliament. Read Article 78, read Article 98 of our Constitution. When you're a member of Parliament, when you're a Minister of State, it is because of conflict of interest that the Constitution mandates that you ought to secure a certificate from the Speaker after you have applied to the Committee of Members Holding Profit for your business transactions to be assessed, that what you are doing does not amount to conflict of interest. Before, you will be cleared and the Speaker will give you a certificate. I have gone through the list diligently, applied to the clerk of the committee. Only 47 MPs and ministers have applied. The Honorable Bryan Acheampong did not apply. So he's breached Article 78, he's breached Article 98. Then if you look at Article 284, he was minister when this transaction began, according to SNIT in 2018. Then he has been reappointed as minister about a year ago. Remember that this deal is at the final stages, about to be completed. Indeed, they were just about to sign off and seal the deal, consummate. And then I stepped in and had to blow the alarm and file this Ðɪš្ઢracë petition. So it is clear that Articles 284, 78, 98 have all been breached violently and blatant. And you see, fundamentally, I have always said that it is not right for public officials. I remember 16 years ago, I didn't start, people are making it look as though I have something against the Honorable Acheampong. This will be the same position if it was anybody, even a member from my party. I have consistently said that public officials should not participate in the sale of and purchase of state assets. 16 years ago, I took on the Honorable Jacob. I went all the way to the Supreme Court. So what I'm doing is not new. I've been very consistent.
Because there's been swift responses that have said that, of course, following the establishment of the Divestiture Implementation Committee, there have been assigns and even past officials of the NDC, past administrations, who have also, whether rightly or not, gone through processes and acquired state assets. And so that is a counter-rebuttal to your current position.
So, you see, we need, as a country, to eschew politicians who, in opposition, condemn certain things, say that they will do differently, and seek our mandate, only to come and do worse.
How do you mean?
It's never happened in our history where ministers of state have bought state assets. All those examples...
You mean while in office?
While in office. All those examples they will give you. They'll give you some remote person, somebody who may have had a party card or who is known to be associated. So it tells you that the state capture is getting worse. And I ask myself as a young person, is this the kind of politics I want to be engaged in? Is this the kind of country I want us to build, where people in opposition, and at the time, what did they say? Even though they were not ministers, they were not in cabinet, they were not high-ranking politicians, what did they say? That is why in our petition, we stated that, look, this sale of state assets have been going on since 24 February 1966, when Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown. You find out that at the end of the day, the people who are buying these state assets are either politically exposed or linked to the politicians. It tells you that what they tell you that, oh, this is not profitable, it's not good, it's not worth it, it's a drain on all of us. And yet, the people telling us that it's not good for all of us, suddenly it becomes good for them. They go behind the scenes to buy it. And it's become so brazen. I mean, have you heard this anywhere? Politicians directly buying state assets. Which country will accept this? Will tolerate it?
Let me play this scenario out for you. Yeah. Because there are key considerations. If you own a company, you're a shareholder or a director of a company, and as you know, whether you participate in the daily administration or management of the company, once you're a shareholder, you still have an interest. And so Bryan Acheampong says, yes, I'm a director of this or a shareholder of this company, but I don't play any meaningful role by way of the meaning of managing the day-to-day affairs of the company. More so, all powers of any executive director, I have made a subservient to another or an assigned. That is a good argument because he occupies the position of a minister of state and a member of parliament.
That is all hogwash. It's balderdash.
Hogwash?
Total balderdash.
Balderdash?
Yes. I hold in my hands here the incorporation articles of Rock City Hotel Group of Companies Limited. There are
exclusive interview a course so who's a double quantity stage TV so at the same no can name more me by expose a year Bryan Acheampong go for share say or mobile betonton a state a hotel say I didn't mean see or baby and say Europe countries now private business be businessman be a businesswoman be about to say me babeto USA hotels in how come Ghana and Kwana be say do 80 akofado na share adenu we echi and o me say ade no enti wasa ba abonten be kan so one of can say o onye directive for some of the hotels near the ade no ono aba abonten ade list bi ni papers bi aba abonten kan say bi say more me pa kan say me na interest obitim no adwen na comment obitim so a share am adam for so enye bi a share subscribe man ni no book kwanza daily update TV so